If you're any of the listeners in Kansas, Iowa, or Tennessee, we're going to be on the road together the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So
Coming Iowa.
Coming Iowa.
Coming Iowa.
Population 312 people. Can't wait.
I'm coming for you, coming.
Buddy, I love Vegas.
Yeah. You love Vegas.
I lived there for 8 months.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you do comedy out there?
Barely. I was just playing poker.
Yeah.
Are you a big gambling guy?
Yeah, I quit comedy for poker for 2 years.
No,
That's
fucking
awesome.
way.
What
All right,
kind?
Hold on.
I mean, we're rolling right now. We can
Okay,
leave
yeah,
that
Yeah,
in.
you don't
I
have to
figured.
have your little fucking intro.
Yeah. No.
That's what I hate
Hey,
about
man.
people.
Yeah.
It's not good.
We
You're not good.
We stopped doing the intro because it just ruins the flow, and then it's like weird. We're like, hey, are you ready? And then we're doing like an intro.
But it's not natural. It's the way you start.
Yeah.
Like, dude, so I came up here last night at 7 o'clock, and I was just like fumbling and mumbling, and I'm like, I didn't break the character. I'm like, but I should have. And I'm like, yo, this is how it is. I'm a fucking mumbling idiot right now, and I can't control it. But I should when you're the stutterer Jared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the comic who stutters, and I must have known he was around because his fucking stutter, his aura got in my mouth, and the first minute I said something, it wasn't even English. It wasn't an English, like it wasn't a sentence. I don't know how the fuck I was like, what I was saying, and these people were just looking at me, and I should have just in the moment said, yo, dudes, let's reset. I'm fucking retarded right now, but yeah. So, anyways, natural.
But you just let these people think that you were a psycho.
Well, I just I just
like,
went
what the
on. I
fuck?
just didn't even acknowledge my idiocy. But sometimes, but that's the problem. Like, how do you, in no other element, like that's why I can't act, because it's like, all right, I've tried acting and I stink, and it's like, all right, and action. And you're like, huh, and it's not natural. It's not normal, and that's why I don't like just fucking. That's why it's good to have someone back there who controls the podcast, because you can just be talking and it's just going. Just start it. Don't fucking tell me when. So, anyways, that's the
No. I agree with you. That's how when I
rants already.
Yeah, dude, that cold brew's coursing through your veins already.
When you guys posted that rant when we did
I remember last time
Yes.
you ripped one of those right
it was
before.
right when I had man, there's something about this. Now I know, like, are you guys both drinkers?
Yeah.
I'm soberish, but not because I fucking murdered someone drinking and driving. Like some people, they can't.
Yeah.
They're maniacs. I love those people.
Yep.
Because they're ill.
Yeah.
But they're fun.
Yeah.
And they've fixed the problem too, but there's still the maniac.
No,
inside them.
they've never fixed the problem because it goes nonstop. It's like an anxious person, I would think. Someone who's like riddled with anxiety. Mm-hmm. They can't really tell you that. That's why they go see a therapist. But someone who's like, I'm anxious, but I don't let it out. But in my mind all the time, it's like danger, 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 death, danger, danger, and I have to like operate like, hey. But that's always.
And then you get one cold brew and you're like,
yeah, I let it go.
yeah.
But now an alcoholic who's sober, in their mind, it's drink. Like I could only imagine they just want that sweet nectar to hit their fucking lips, and then they go out of control.
Yeah, we got a couple buddies that are ex-heroin addicts, and they're the coolest dudes ever.
Best guys.
Yeah.
Best dudes.
Fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Fun. They know how to have fun without doing any. They don't have to drink anymore. They don't have to.
I'm
do
so
drugs
jealous
anymore.
of them. They're just like, yeah, man, like I went to Denny's last night sober, and I got a good night's sleep. I watched a documentary, and I'm like, yeah, I smoked weed till I passed out on the couch. That was the only way I could go to bed.
You have to think about these people who are sober, who live. I mean, look, I'm not a JC guy, but some guys have to get sober and they find because that's what AA is. It is an actual Jesus thing.
That's
right?
happened to my dad. He's super religious now.
Is
that he got
he?
sober. Yeah, big.
Really?
Big religious.
You got to find something to replace the something.
And he loves sweets now, and he ate himself into adult onset diabetes.
Fantastic. That's a good life.
No, it's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, just loving Jesus and sweets is he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good little boy.
Solid guy.
As long as again, it depends what kind of sweets. But yeah, look, man, the heroin junkies that are sober now, anyone who's willing to stick something in their arm that potentially can give them AIDS, probably a good time.
Yeah.
Fun dudes.
Fun dudes who
Fun
just
dudes.
find. They also, though, I will say, are the most judgmental ones too. They're like,
about doing drugs?
yeah, they'll say
Yeah.
shit, like, oh, you're drinking again tonight. It's like, hey, buddy, I have control. You're the definition of no control. You had to quit because you were so bad at this. I can take a night off.
Well, it's got to be annoying to be a guy that like had to stop doing his favorite thing ever, and you just see someone
best
control
thing
it.
ever. Nothing comes
Right.
close to it.
Yeah.
It's the same with Zins. I'll do a Zin. I'll do it 4 times a week. One.
Yeah.
And people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, man. Self-control, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-control. That's why you cold shower. You don't cold shower because you like, it's good. You cold shower because you're like, yo, so I'm just not having crazy life decisions, like making the worst life decisions. Like, dude, my thing in my 20s was unprotected sex with strangers. I would fuck people. I didn't even know their name.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane. How do you set that up? How do you like fuck someone and not know their name with the apps and all
you
that?
like, because you go to a gay club and you see some fucking thirsty bottom.
Yeah.
And you start talking and like, or even like on, before Grindr, there was a website called Manhunt. Dudes.
No way.
Manhunt?
Manhunt. I would go on Manhunt. I would go
Bro.
on Dudes Nude. And I would go on gay.com, which is so funny. Right?
I can't believe these are real websites.
Yeah, this is like
Bro.
straight people are like, plenty of fish, and all the gays are going, gay.com, where's the dick, right? Like, no time. And then they would have like sites Adam for Adam, which is so funny, right?
That's awesome.
These are the greatest things ever. Adam for Adam. There was one also called Bareback Real Time, BBRT.
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 Dude.
Some guys just go there. Dude, and this is before prep. Guys were fucking and filling before there was prep. And that's why AIDS was out of control.
Right.
Man, when I was before your time, dude, I would walk, and I was in the closet till 35. I would walk in the gay area, and they would have like, you would see, because what kept the gays with AIDS alive, or HIV, was steroids, right?
Oh,
Because
shit.
the meds would like suck the life out of you. It was the beginning of the meds. They would kill you. That's what happened to Arthur Ashe. They put him on AZT or whatever it is, and it's a fucking cancer drug, and they kept him on it, and it killed him. Like, it would, these drugs would kill. That's what Dallas Buyers Club was. So then they came with the first cocktail, and I think the first cocktail, I don't know what it did, but it would sink in your face, and there was like the HIV face, and you would see these guys like,
yeah.
and man, I would look at those guys' faces and still fuck guys raw. And still fuck guys raw.
That must have been so thrilling, dude.
Bro.
Just looking at that sunken face and knowing he could be the end.
Dude,
No, I wouldn't fuck those guys, but I just no, those are no, but that's crazy.
That's the ultimate manhunt right there.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. The most dangerous game. Gives
Is that
you
why you
little
wear the
AIDS.
glasses? You don't want me to look you in your eyes?
Dude, I don't want you to fucking see my AIDS eyes.
I'll DM him once in a while and tell like one word response. I'm like, yo, don't you?
Yeah. He's playing hard to get, dude. He's playing hard to
No
get.
secret, bro.
Would you always? I'm under the impression if I was really successful, I would have like young openers, young hot dudes.
There's a funny story. There's another comedian.
Don't say who.
I absolutely cannot say who.
We'll tell you off air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
won't remember.
For what it's
it
worth,
out.
let me just say let me preface this before you
preface
go on
this.
your little fucking thing about,
please.
yo, I'm 43 years old. Barely a pot to piss in, but I do well. But like, dude, if I had to come up with $1,000 tomorrow, I'm asking my famous friends, right? Like, I'm not getting it. I have famous friends who are like, I'm making a call. I'm like, yo, I'm in big trouble. And that's what's good. But let me tell you something. I fucking battle in New York City. I take the fucking train. I have 2 senior dogs. If I ever get fucking famous and you don't think I'm going to bring eye candy on the road, I'm not going to make it uncomfortable.
You better promise me you bring me up, dude.
Oh, bro.
You bring
I
me
won't
up.
make
No
it
sunglasses.
I
No.
won't make it weird. Like, I won't make it uncomfortable, but you're goddamn right.
Yes.
I'm going to have if I'm doing all this
Yes.
I'm doing it for the art, but I'm also going to get perks if I'm famous. So I'm going to
bro.
benefit.
I'll bring arm
respect that.
candy. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it weird, though.
No.
Also, too, I like being around young comics. Not just because of how delicious you are.
I knew I had to come in with my fucking,
bro.
I came in and I knew I was like, hey, there's gonna be
Dude, I gotta put these on. He's making me uncomfortable.
Is that
too.
what?
there's gonna no. I just wear
Can
them.
you
in
tell?
general.
Can you tell? Because obviously, like, what are you 6'2"? Oh, you're 6'2". That's in your.
It's in
profile.
your handle,
Dude,
you douchebag.
The ultimate thing. I
had
had
to take it on
I had a
6'1".
bit about it, and then tell you sorry. They're like tall, lean dudes that I'm infatuated with because like, bro, some dudes with there's a comic in Toronto is my boy, and he literally said to me, because there's a chick who did a bit based off how big his dick was. I found that bit online. I used to jerk off to that bit of her telling how
JJ.
big. Yeah, dude. She was like, it was like a shampoo bottle, and I'm fucking busting a nut listening to this chick talk about one of my buddies. And I said to him once, there was a picture going around. I'm like, yo, and it was like
Of his schlong?
yeah, of his dick, and it was like, dude, and it was the happy face over the song, and I'm like, yo, where's the uncensored picture? He's like, I'm going to send it to you once. And if you ever say anything gay after this, we're done. And he sent me the picture, and it was immaculate. I have it saved on my computer.
Yeah.
And you know what the caption for the picture is?
What?
Finally.
See, now you know why we got to put the blast guards on.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I have a whole bit about Tullying guys with massive dicks. And
I don't, by the way.
Bro.
I don't.
Don't ruin the fun for him.
Don't ruin the fucking
He's
fantasy.
Never.
Yeah. Sorry.
He is
It's
a huge
not-
hog. He's humble. Don't worry.
Yes.
I see it
It
sometimes.
could be though. Although
It's not
my
massive.
other buddy, who, dude, these are the clips that will. If there's ever a takedown, if I ever get successful, you know how there's the loser YouTubers that try and take down comedians.
They make the documentary
Yeah, they
about
make
it.
their own content. This is gonna be a clip. This is gonna be a clip right here.
JJ Liberman
Which I don't give a
assaults-
fuck.
Yeah.
I say it because I don't care. There's a guy, my boy Danny Martinello. Shout out in my phone. It says Big Dick Martinello. He's got such a massive dick. He refuses to let me see it. And I
Italian
like
fella?
Yeah, Italian guy.
Yeah. Nice.
And so he fucked a chick, and I said to him, I'm like, yo, I think I can bang this chick. Is it cool? Do you mind if I fuck her and ask her about your dick while I'm inside? He's like, yeah, go ahead, bro. And I did. It was hot.
Wait. While you're banging her, you're like, how was his dick?
Yeah, because I'm actually pretty, for all the imperfections,
Yeah.
that one decent thing, I've like a pretty decent cock.
Nice,
Like
nice.
girth, very good. Like it's good.
Good.
It's a bottom's dream. So
Nice.
so yeah, so like you gotta have some, dude. You can't, like, you've never seen like a guy who's like, I hate overusing retard because it's so like whatever.
Yeah.
But you've never seen like guys with like the third leg, like some of those guys.
Oh,
who-
yeah.
you're like, they got nothing really going for them, but then they've got the tripod.
Just a dong.
Yeah,
I played
yeah.
Division I football. I've seen a lot of those in the locker room. A lot of tripods with on a dum-dum that you're
What
just
did you
like.
play? What did?
College football. I played defensive end at Murray State.
Really?
I was like 50 pounds heavier than I am
What,
right now.
you were Murray State's D1.
Yeah, D1.
You were D1.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love football.
Yeah, I was like, I was pretty good. Went and played. I was just a thick, chubby white boy.
Really?
Yeah, I'll pull up a picture and show you because
it's
I
kinda
was
weird.
like, it's kind of weird looking. I look, and now when I tell
You
people
also
I
just
play,
look like a different dude. You had a different haircut.
Oh, you were
didn't
strong,
have a
though,
beard.
too.
oh, so strong, like squatting 600
Well, how
pounds.
many times 245?
225? I mean,
Oh,
I could do
225,
it.
sorry.
I mean, I could do it like 15, 20 times in early college.
You want to hear a crazy story?
Yeah.
So when I was in baseball, and we'll get back to you,
Hey,
headliner
I'd
guy
rather
who wanted
stay
to
away from
who
what
wanted to diddle you, which rightfully
Yes,
so.
yes.
So when I was in, I was in baseball,
Yes.
high level,
Yeah.
just underneath like professional baseball. I was injured, but
How high did you make it in the farm system? Like AAA?
So
or
no. So basically, I played college baseball in 2000, in the 2000s, and then in
Steroids at all?
you know what? Right now I'm about to get on stuff, but
yeah.
I wish I did. When I tore my labrum, I have the scope still.
shit, yeah.
I tore my labrum my last year in college. I was actually invited to. This was the last year the Expos were a team. My mentor was close with one of the biggest. Baseball has all these different kind of scouts. They have national scouts. They have local scouts. They have cross checkers, stuff like that. With a Expos cross checker it's a big scout, invited me to the pre-draft workout.
Wow.
And the pre-draft workout is like not a lot of people, and it's in front of their general manager. Like it's a big thing because you can probably get drafted. You're probably, when you go to a pre-draft, you're probably good chance you can get drafted. Like at that time, I don't know what it's like now. You probably get like used to have 60 rounds, man. And
They still have like maybe it's like 45 now, but there's a million rounds.
So like my mentor was in because he had all these. He coached Manny Ramirez in high school.
Oh, wow.
And he really loved me. And he
What
was like,
did you play?
I caught. And he was like a
nice.
father to me.
Fitting.
That's how close we were. Fitting? No, but I actually don't get fucked.
Sorry.
Yeah,
But-
he had his catching phase. Now he's not catching.
Yeah,
pitching
no.
now.
I
Oh,
never
nice.
like once in a while when I used to strip. I used to let guys like eat my ass.
You
and that's-
stripped?
All right, yeah. Well, we'll finish the baseball thing.
Yeah.
Now we're
Okay,
going
yeah.
right into the
Yes.
stripping
Bro,
thing.
too many
Yeah.
crazy stories. But yeah, so I got invited to this thing, and I tore my labrum, and it was in the off season. I went to a place called API in Scottsdale, and at API was the original like combine where the combine training.
Yeah.
So I was there rehabbing, and guys like Ronnie Brown, Cadillac Williams, all those,
yeah.
David Boss, the offensive lineman. They were all there, and a lot of major league players were there. And from that, I went to a workout in an independent league. Everyone who didn't get drafted, there's this open workout, 350 people in Surprise Stadium in Kansas City Royals and Texas Rangers minor league or major league complex in Arizona. I went there, and one of the teams at the time, they signed me for an invite to spring training. This is in the Northern League. I went to spring training, still couldn't throw, but instead of, I thought I was getting released, but a lot of the guys I was like friendly, like we're comics, right? I was always a comic, but I wasn't like a comic.
Yeah.
But I was crazy in the clubhouse, and instead of releasing me, they just kept me in the injured and just would in
Let you
uniform. Literally hang. I was like a good hang in baseball, and they didn't really. I would
That's
catch
awesome.
bullpen, so I did that for a year, and then tried to keep on playing. My arm never came back. And the year after, I was so depressed. That's when I was going on like gay.com and on fucking dudes bareback. And then my best friend, who's still in Major League Baseball today, two of my closest friends are still in Major League Baseball today. He said, "Why don't you go to umpire school?" I went to Jim Evans Academy of Umpiring in Kissimmee, Florida.
Oh my
I
God.
got a job in independent baseball in umpiring, and you know, it's one of those things where you're institutionalized in something. It's like, you ever see these old comics that are around and they're not good, but they're just not, they can't.
They're like 17 years in, and they're at like a dog shit open mic.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and they're so institutionalized in it.
Yeah.
And that's how I was in baseball. And I was like an angry guy. Like, you see that with comics. They're bitter.
Yeah.
But you're not good.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a great umpire, but I was angry. I wanted to be on the other side.
Yeah, you don't want to be a fucking umpire.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, especially as a player, you almost kind of like hate umpires because they like fuck you over with calls, and now you're like on this other side, and you're watching people that I'm sure you're right behind the position you played.
My buddies were still in the games that I was in Winnipeg. I was umpiring guys who are now in this it was a Golden Baseball League, and now in this, it was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. And that's what makes great coaches in sports and great fathers. There's the bad father who is still living vicariously through his son, the overzealous father. Yeah. But then there's a father who takes a step back and like lets his boy be his boy. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing with coaches. Like, some guys still want to be players. Yeah. And it's like, you can't. So anyways, I was still living with anger.
And you still, because you wanted to be a player still.
Oh man, I missed, dude. The closest thing to a clubhouse is this.
Yeah.
This is
You got any
totally,
cool clubhouse stories?
You don't get it, fag.
Yeah.
But,
dude, I played soccer. I know what's up.
do you really? Yeah, you don't get it. I mean, no, it's just it was fun, but this is the most fun.
Yeah. It's the same camaraderie of like you walk down the street and you're like, there's my boy, and you see each other at all the clubs, and there's the hang, except we don't have to do 3 hours of like backbreaking practice and be in the sun, and you work like 10 to 20 minutes a night just doing sets. But
that is the difference. And though someone was asking me last night, what's more gratifying? Comedy is very gratifying mentally, but there is something, I think, with sports that might be a little more, because it's mental and physical.
I agree.
True.
There is some, like, comedy, man, to be a great artist. Like, I think I'm a solid comic. I don't know if you guys see me do comedy.
No, you're a good comic. Yeah.
But I know that. But I don't. No, right. But no, I don't. But you know, there is something where you like, where you just like nail it, and you're like, oh my God, you're doing something that's a little bit different. You've got your act together, and people are like, you've taken them into this trance, and it's beautiful, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
But there is also something like getting on the bus after a game and you've just grinded it out. Like in baseball, we play doubleheaders a lot in college.
Oh, Jesus.
And you would leave, you'd drive 4 hours, get to the game, first game, second game, in the sun. It's like, this is college baseball. It's a grind. You have 2 good games. You're mentally worn down. You get on that bus. You nowhere to shower. You're still in your uniform. You drive back 4 hours. You get back to your place, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and you sleep so perfectly because you've like
you fulfilled the purpose.
Don't need any drugs or alcohol. Like if you want, it's a bonus, but you just are like high off the double accomplishment, like you said, physical and mental.
Well, you look at the guys like Goggins, man. Like whenever life was bad for me a couple years ago, I was mentally fucked.
Yeah.
This is when I was playing poker. I quit comedy.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
I was playing poker full time, and I lost all my money in crypto twice.
Oh no!
So you were gambling in real life, and then
yeah. I love the gamble, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I would.
Crypto's a fun gamble.
I'm back in,
man.
baby.
Oh yeah. It's going up this time though. It's to the moon, bro.
To the moon. No, but there is that there was an element where I was like, my mind fucks with me. My mind tells me story. I don't know what other people are like.
Yeah.
But there's something in there that fucking doesn't shut up. Great for comedy, but if it's not going great in life, your mind's fucking with you, and you have to battle with that. And then there's a guy like David Goggins or Jocko that I'll listen to, and I'm like, man, honestly, I don't take no pills. I don't take no antidepressants.
Yeah.
I really believe in like the school of like, you work out, you eat clean, you fucking cold shower, you meditate, you take care of your mind, you take care of the writing, you take care of shit. Like you don't sit there like when I was younger, I used to eat edibles and jerk off for 4 hours.
Oh,
like,
you were a gooner?
This is like 10 years.
OG
What's that
goon
called?
sesh.
Oh, dude, you don't know what gooning is?
No.
Oh, brother.
You
invented gooning without even knowing.
I didn't know what that was.
So gooning is the act of like masturbating, but edging, but for hours.
Oh yeah,
hours, like up to 8 hours. Some people
not 8 hours, but like
Yeah.
there'd be sometimes
4
it was
hours.
3. When I first got into, so I didn't get
Dude.
into edibles till like my 30s, right?
Yeah.
And it would be a Sunday, and I tour with Ryan Long, who's always been a workhorse. He's one of the most prolific content creators, comics. He's on a 6 hour.
Yes.
He puts out a new sketch every week, 2 new podcasts. He's a machine and films content on the street. A machine. He's always had that work ethic. I've been a work ethic guy in comedy, but I'm done my hour writing. I'm done my 4 sets. I've got nothing else to do except stroke my cock. And that's how I looked at life.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I was like, I went through this phase of gooning.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
you
great.
gooned.
It was great. But now I can't do that. But there would be times like I would get out of like the bed, and I would like, you could hear the fucking sheets fall off
stuck to your back and shit. Oh man.
You're OG gooner, bro. This
You
is
never
amazing.
gooned?
I have not successfully ever gooned.
No,
Really?
No.
I think the longest I've ever spent jerking off is 20 minutes, and it's because it took me like 15 minutes to find a video.
Really? I wish, man, there's people, the guy who I'm with right now, he's with us opening right now. He says, he's like, I just need to get it out. I'm like, no, to me, it's like a romantic.
You're making love to yourself.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
cool. It's probably. I mean,
But I don't get to do that anymore. I'm like in work mode. I'm like, oh, dude, the window's closing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't just waste 4 hours beating your dick.
Oh, it's such a way. I love to create though. I love to do stuff. I love that. That's why I bothered you guys about this.
Yeah.
I want to do this stuff.
Oh no, you didn't bother us. We wanted to make.
Oh no, but
we
this
love
is
having
fun.
you on.
This
Yeah.
is fun to me. So tell me. Okay, I interrupted. You were telling about the
I mean, there's just
creeps.
Yeah, I attract gay men.
Oh yeah,
Quite frequently.
Bro, I look at your pictures and I'm like, sorry to be a creep, but
Hey, no, it's
no, I'm not to be weird, but like you're aesthetically like beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what?
Do you not get women?
No, he does.
I do.
Oh fuck.
He's a good guy though, where like he's like, well, if I haven't met her and courted her for weeks,
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
a sinner. like,
loser.
yeah, no.
I want to get rid of that feeling, but it's all right.
Oh my god.
I'm
Yeah, he's
living-
too
I'm-
good of a guy.
You could be
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
I could, I have on accident a couple times, just because just being
It's not
young,
an accident.
dumb.
You
know
want to
what I
know
mean?
how big of a piece of shit I am?
Please.
Man, my
Make me feel better.
neighbor he's like a younger bro. He lives, so I have this place in New York in East Williamsburg, and he's so hot. Like, I always try and start he don't know nothing about me. I'm like, hey man, because we share a backyard too at their place.
Oh, you got a nice place.
Oh, so do I have 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom?
Ooh,
I don't
with a
know.
backyard?
Yeah, you could come crash at my place anytime.
Nice.
right, I'll
Didn't invite me. Nice.
Nope. Oh, for what it's worth. Nope.
Nope.
I could get you a spot on the show.
Thanks. That's all I need.
No,
You're
I
not
actually
allowed.
don't. I've had a bunch of comics come and crash on my plate. I'll never. I'm as much as I joke
I know
about
you're
it.
fucking around, but
I would
yeah.
never make it weird. But like, if someone said to me, like, there was a comic who's like, "Yo, man, my back's rough. Can you give me a massage?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And I was like,
hey, that's his mistake.
"Yo, I was."
You're an
hard as a
opportunist.
rock. Yeah, it was very creepy. But I would never make it weird.
Yeah.
It's just only in talk. But so 2 weeks ago, this dude is fucking this chick. It's like 2 a.m. I just got home.
You can hear?
I can hear, man. So I pull up my I have a work whatever those, like a work chair, an office chair. I pull it up right to my door on my side. I put my ear against the wall and I'm like jerking off, listening to it. It was incredible. The only problem with it, so my dog, I have 2 dogs, and my dog thinks someone's at the door, so he's going, I'm like, stop, man, they're gonna stomp if you get, but it was hot.
You're a psycho.
Yeah, that is.
I even said, I don't think that's unethical. The only time it becomes unethical, there were moments like, this is how sick my brain is. Like, oh, dude, those Neuralinks, I cannot put them in my brain. I will be arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should stay away from.
Oh,
those.
I have to.
But you've not done anything really wrong.
No,
You're not
but
out there fucking raping people.
No, I haven't raped or I haven't hit.
There we go.
And no pedophiles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're
that's
trying to fuck
your
of-age
trifecta.
men.
Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, so there are moments where I'm like listening to them fuck, and I'm like, man, should I just? Okay, don't put your head on their door. Like, there are that moments where my brain's like, yeah, just go.
You ever think about just knocking and being like,
oh, bro, I used to drive around in college. Oh, dude, this is crazy. Drive through parking lots to see if people were fucking. And that's insane.
Yeah, that's
like,
that's insane.
Ill in the head.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dude.
This is like 20 years ago. I don't know if you can get arrested for that. Can you?
Statute of limitations.
Can I just, statute of limitation.
good.
And I was buying those parking lots so they weren't,
Yeah.
I was
Making sure young kids weren't having unprotected sex.
over the age of 18, obviously.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I would,
Only above
young
age.
adults.
Young adults.
knock on their door. Young adults,
adults.
consenting adults over the age of 18. Knock on their
hot
window,
little young
and I'm like,
adults.
you guys are having sex. This is indecent exposure. I can put you under civilian's arrest, or you could let me watch in the back seat as I stroke my dick.
That's
So,
a good deal. That's a fantastic deal.
civilian. What is it called?
Civilians arrest. Yeah.
Citizens arrest.
Citizens arrest. There you go. Yes.
Civilians arrest.
It's better that you say
Citizens
civilians arrested. The creepy guy saying the wrong word. I have a
Yeah.
civilians arrested. You're like, oh.
No, the only kid thing I'm into,
What?
the only
right.
is I like titty milk. So it's a lactation fetish. So
Yeah.
it does involve kids, but just their food.
It doesn't. You don't have to say it
yeah.
involves kids. You should stop
It
saying
could be
involves
human.
kids.
It could be adult food.
Dude, there's
no problem.
trans people that can make themselves lactate.
What?
It's so gross. Edit this out. It's so gross. It's not like it's like a pus. Ugh.
Well,
Ooh, like a pimple?
Yeah.
It's like because
Oh.
dudes can lactate.
We can?
Yes, you gotta like really
You
get it
can.
out.
Yeah.
No, dude, I don't lactate. All right,
I don't lactate either.
I don't lactate.
I don't lactate. You look like you have enough like feminine energy in you to
Oh,
lactate.
I don't like
if
that.
you believed in yourself, like if you read like some empowering book, like the
Yeah.
pussy book that we were talking
She
about
Comes
earlier.
First.
She comes first.
She comes first. You
Have
ever
you
read that
I've
book?
heard that. What is that?
It's a book about literally how to make women come, written
Buddy.
by a guy that's probably never made a lady come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fucking losers.
Yeah, I've read it though. It's a good book.
It's a good book.
Yeah.
Good read.
Do you find, is that a problem you have?
No, I have a lifelong journey of trying to make a girl squirt.
Really?
Yeah,
It's easy.
everyone tells me that.
Just
You
ask her
got
to
big
piss.
fingers too.
Yeah.
Just go on Pornhub and search how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I like to do is like I was banging this chick recently, and There's another one. She let me in December watch her get fucked by another guy, and he was like in his 20s, and he was totally cool with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so. And I made them set up the situation where. I'm like, I was actually coming in from a gig to her place.
You were directing this whole thing?
Oh, I directed, yeah.
Directed,
written,
and performed by JJ.
It was so hot. Yeah.
It's your magnum opus, dude. This is great.
Executive producer, written, performed by. But what were you saying about the energy you track gay men?
Yeah, dude, I track gay dudes.
How old are you?
24.
24. Yeah, you have a little bit of a...
Gay dudes, we had I had a run-in in San Diego. We did shows in San Diego like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And this fucking guy came to a show and then afterwards started messaging me and being like, hey, like, I want to take you out to dinner tomorrow night. Let's go out. I'll buy you whatever clothes you want. And then I just kept not responding. And then he was like, anytime that you... Please, let me fly you out. I want to get you some stuff. I can help you out in the comedy scene.
Not interested in that.
No.
You know what's so weird? This is the most disappointing thing to me. Every chick, this is people are gonna get mad at this, but this is true. Chicks are wired. If a guy would offer that, 99.9% of the chicks in the world would say yes to that offer.
They'd at least consider it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Depending on what he looks
let
like.
me tell you something right now. I'm like not disgusting, but I'm a troll. If I was a multimillionaire, you don't think I could sneak into like every hot college chick's DMs and say, hey man, love to fly you out to this gig, get you a nice hotel at a Hilton or something. We'll go out for dinners. Don't even feel worried about, I'll buy you stuff. Don't even feel pressure about this act.
Right.
Dude, 99% of the chicks that are not in a relationship would do that.
Yeah.
But guys not.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this with Drake because
you know Drake?
No.
You probably could.
He probably would want to fuck, honestly.
You think Drake would come on this pod?
Absolutely not.
No.
Because we are Kendrick now. We're Kendrick.
Yeah, we're
Are
Team
you?
Kendrick, yeah.
Did you see any of the diss stuff that was going on?
Yeah, I'm like caught up with it. I don't know if it's really a beef or it's like constructed because now that's the same thing I think with Ryan Garcia and
the Hank he fought who
Devin
was it?
Haney?
Devin Haney.
No,
You're saying
with
Sugar Sean?
No, not with Sugar Sean and with the notorious Conor McGregor.
I
think it's actually smart. I think it's smart. And people are like, but you can get taken down. What if you get knocked out? You're like, but these are like you can get dunked on. And I'm like, yeah, but if you're really good, you can always come back. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can throw.
People are still going to want to watch it.
Yeah, people are going to want to watch this. You're now creating incredible content. That's kind of the thing, like, we were arguing about comedy. Before we even start this podcast, we won't get into the weeds of shit, but even me and Ryan were talking, and we were in Houston 2 days ago, and we're coming over here to Austin, so it's 2.5 hours, and we're talking about this battle. And, like, you're surprised comics don't kind of do it. He's like, but then it kind of takes away from the comedy. Now it's just, like, mean, but there is still something in the element of the roast that it is mean from comics doing it, but you can still be like savage roasters. But then what happens is then you get basically you're having people help you out in terms of writing, and now you're getting like some savage writers, and it's like it's gonna get like really deep.
I think because comics can't really, because I feel like comedy shouldn't take itself too seriously. If you're in a real rap beef, you're taking yourself so serious, like you might murder this person.
Right, and that's what it's getting to, though, right?
Oh yeah, I really believe that if I think Drake is like if he saw Kendrick, he'd be civil, but I think Kendrick would hit him in the face. Like,
isn't Drake like backed by like some really like? I heard there's always like I don't know enough of this, but I heard like Drake is like backed by some hard motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm sure in his crew, but I mean, so is Kendrick. Like,
really?
I mean, Kendrick's from Compton. Like,
oh really?
He's out of the ghetto now. He's a millionaire, but like he talks about it all the time. He has just like ghetto friends that I think in one of the beefs he's like, I can pay friends to kill you, basically, is what he says. I mean, that was the thing.
But Drake has got to have the top level security of.
But is this not now? But so did Biggie and so did Tupac.
Yeah.
Is this now what that was in the 90s? Is this become that? No, I'm saying in terms of beef.
Level wise, but I don't think there'll be any violence.
But in Houston, there's like the equivalent of the Death Row Records, no, or is that not true?
In Houston?
Houston has like a really tough label. I heard. I don't know.
They have a big label. I know because Kendrick's Interscope, which is L.A., and then Drake is like part of his own label
I don't
in
know any of
OVO
this.
up in Toronto. So like,
That's my hometown.
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, they've been showing a lot of photos. The place looks fucking sick.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only heard cool things about Vancouver and Toronto.
Toronto's
They're both dope.
amazing. Montreal's actually incredible.
That's what I heard. So it's like a hidden gem.
It's a European city put in Canada.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
Yeah. The crazy thing about because yesterday was like the biggest day where it was Kendrick dropped a diss in the morning that was like good but not crazy, and then Drake dropped a diss that was really good, and then 25 minutes later Kendrick dropped a response diss and had like responses to the first diss.
Yeah.
And it was like the whole big thing is that Drake has people in his crew like leaking like, hey, this is the song coming out. And in the new song, he literally writes a letter. There's 4 verses, and the first verse is to Drake's son. The second verse is to his daughter, and the third verse is to his mother. And in the third verse, he's like, you raised a horrible kid. He says like, if your son died, the world would be better off.
Really?
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He writes a letter to his daughter being like, your dad's a horrible fucking person, and one day when you need a real role model, call me and I'll set you straight as a black man. Like,
Isn't that kind of what Steve Will Do It just did with what's his face with 6ix9ine? He dressed up and took his kids to the fair or something.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit! Did he really do that?
$100,000.
that's crazy. That's savage like that. And I mean, this beef is crazy, but it got mean last night where I was like, dude, he's writing a letter to his mother saying she fucked up
Yeah, it's
raising
pretty
him.
hard.
Isn't that crazy though? Like when you're now involving, that's kind of like the mob thing. Do you ever watch Sopranos?
Yes, yeah.
Dude, there's a scene in The Sopranos that's so real, bro. It's fucking, that shit was that's why I grew up on. Someone asked me last night, they're like, how come you sound like, Lucas asked me, he's like, how come you have that accent if you're from Toronto? I'm like, man, I watched the fucking I watched the gangsters growing up. I love love gangster culture, even though I'm a pussy, but I love love the mob museum, love all that shit. If you ever, Vegas, you've been to the mob museum?
I've not.
Dude, it's sick.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where where Carmela, Tony Soprano's wife, it's a full-on attack, a full-on war.
Yeah.
And it was so real, man. And Carmela's like, what? And she's scared. And he's like, there's still a code of conduct. Families don't get touched. That's how you know when you hear of families getting murdered in beefs, in the mafia beefs. It's a crazy, that's so unethical.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. So kind of when you bring in family, I would never say something about someone else, like their wife or their kids, unless I'm like, it's time to go to war. That's how you go to war.
That's what I was saying. I was like, last night that was like full war talk, where it's like they're never going to be friends again. There's no
Were they
making
buddies
peace on this? I mean, they've done
back
stuff
in the
together.
day, they did songs like early 2010s, like 2015, 2014 and shit. And I don't know, I kind of thought Drake had beef with Meek Mill, and they did the back to back, and then they squashed it and made Rico together, and did a song after. Is we're cool now. There's no way that this is happening with Kendrick and Drake.
There's so much money now. That's the thing. That's again, it's we live in a world where unfortunately. One, I went out for coffee this morning with a buddy of mine who I love, who comes to comedy all the time. He's a brilliant musician, and he's a brilliant comedy mind too. He's a guy. He's one of the guys you're like, man, I wish you were I wish you were in the industry.
Yeah.
And we're talking, and I'm like, I think where we are in society, we're so far gone. There's no coming back.
Absorbed into media and all, just as
man, I ride the train.
Yeah.
I ride the train.
Yeah.
If you walk onto a train in New York City, it's a sad sign.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like this, just right in their phone.
Yeah.
Gone. How do you come back from that? How do you come back? How do you change? I'm reading the book Anxious Generation from Jonathan Haidt.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Dude, man, they're done. How do you? Parents fuck up too, right? Because parents, hey man, you can't silence your kid. You give them an iPad, and now your kids there's ways that we're programmed.
So awesome.
Yeah, we're programmed to play as young adolescents, young kids, and now that's like physical play, like you learn,
Right.
and now that's gone.
Oh yeah,
Have you tried an iPad though?
they're fucking dope,
They're
dude.
pretty. I got an iPad not too long ago.
And I don't know how
I
you.
gooned on an iPad.
It's like, dude, come on, you get it?
yeah.
Oh, they're awesome. It's just the giant version of this. That's the only way to make an iPhone better.
I don't blame you either.
Bigger, dude.
By the way, are they doing a drag lunch out there?
It's they're gonna do a cowboy ranch hands. It's like cowboy burlesque
dude, you
show.
might pop out and there
there's
might
some hot guys.
Oh, like
Dude, they're
yeah,
hot as fuck.
hotties.
really?
they're hot as fuck.
That's the funny thing is like but back to him getting hit on by gay men. You do get hit on by gay dudes, but it's either at shows or on the internet. Because I will say we go to a lot of gay bars, me and him,
True.
to dance. Because the
Yeah.
dancing fucking, I know that sounds super gay, but like they rock. They play the best music. It's
Oh,
a good
really?
time. Like
Yeah.
Barbarella's right here or Coconut Club down on 4th Street
the
are like
shit, dude.
the
Do
best.
you go shirtless?
No, dude, maybe if I did,
Do you-
I'd get more attention. I kind of get
Do you
sad.
work out?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in pretty good
Oh
shape.
no, I saw that one picture on your Instagram. I found one.
Which one?
Oh, I found
Yeah. He's got a folder.
Be honest. Do you have a folder?
of you.
Yes.
No, you only have that one shirtless where you're in drag with your. Shirt.
Oh, okay. I was Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
for
Pretty Woman.
Halloween.
Is
Yeah.
that creepy?
No.
No.
But listen, dude, I'm easily bought. If you want some pictures of him, I'll take some in the house when he's
Really?
walking around, just for like, I don't, you know what
Oh,
I
you
mean?
guys are roommates.
Yeah, we live
yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, is this just the two of you?
No, my girlfriend
And
lives
his
with us.
girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What about you? Is that weird? Is it weird dynamics?
No,
Nah,
they're like,
It could have been if they were different people, but they're both sick.
Really?
They're both
yeah,
awesome
my
people,
girlfriend,
yeah.
like, you.
Does she cook?
Yeah, I'm the best cook in the house.
Really?
I'm good at cooking.
Do you guys
yeah.
do like family style meals?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Yeah, we'll cook. The problem is he's vegetarian.
Yeah.
What?
So it limit-
Why?
I just was raised that way.
You don't like meat?
I
He likes
love
your
meat.
meat, JJ.
I love meat.
Do you love meat?
Yeah. It's just I was raised in a religious.
Are you still religious?
I'm not religious, but like I still believe in everything I was taught as a kid.
Li-
You know what I mean?
What? Christian?
No, so I was raised. Actually, a documentary just came out about this. The Hare Krishnas. Have you ever heard of that?
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah,
Duncan
yeah.
Truss will talk about Hare Krishna.
He's one of the only comics that I've ever weirded out. Where I've like, because I normally don't go up to anyone and talk to them if I.
You went up to Duncan?
I went up to Duncan and was geeked out, and I was like,
Phenomenal.
Duncan, and I tried to like, talk
did
to
he
him
say?
about it, and he was just like, all right.
Hey, man.
All right.
That's cool, but personal space, dude.
That's basically what was happening.
Really?
He was just like, it was in the back of the creek, and I had just listened to like, the thing that is
Ragu
on
Marcus?
Netflix.
Midnight Gospel.
Yes,
So
I
good.
was just getting into that, and like I was already a big fan of him. And then he fucking moved here. He was in the back of creek that same night, and I was like, I got this. I have to talk to him. And I just went back there and freaked him out.
Do you want to know two things? And I don't know how we're doing on time, by the way.
Yeah, we got like another like 10, 15, 20 minutes.
So there's a weird thing, and like I don't even know. Like this is so in the weeds. I have a theory on comedy. I don't speak to nobody
Yeah.
until they see me do stand up.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to know. I don't have, because man, I've done this 11 years, and in that time, for the many people that I know, who I see around, that I've known in those 10 years, I've seen 100x come and go. So I don't want people who are like, I sat right beside Shane in New York when I was with Ryan and Danny, who were buddies with him. I didn't even say boo. I just don't want to say nothing to these guys.
Yeah, it
Until
feels weird. If like, unless you're my peer, I don't want to be. I don't want you to see me as like a fan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also too, when you've been doing comedy so long, people come and go. But what is it called, Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishnas, yeah.
So that's how you were raised.
Yes, that's
So
how
you're
I was
Buddhist?
raised. It would be Hindu. It's a
Hindu.
sect of Hindu. Yeah.
Wow.
Hinduism, yeah.
So you're half white, half.
No, I'm actually like Portuguese, Spanish.
That's why I was gonna say,
Costa
dude.
Rica.
My favorite guys are like Colombian dudes, and you have that like
Yeah.
caramel.
Yeah, you got
Yep.
the cocoa skin.
Yeah, I
Cocoa
got
skin.
the peanut butter skin.
Yeah. Peanut butter skin is beautiful.
Smooth-
But so wait,
smooth
so
peanut
tell
butter.
me, have you talked about this? Obviously, I probably talked.
Not really, because I'm not like. There wasn't a lot of funny shit that happened.
No, it's interesting. It not.
Yeah.
Mate, Don't all have to be funny.
True.
It don't. It like there's. But what? So what happened? You.
Well, I love. He said that like he was him and his brother is like looks like he could be my brother. He's pale white, blue
Really?
eyes, blonde hair, and they were just the only
So he's
white kids.
and he's gross.
No, he's
Well,
not
you said he
gross.
looks like he could be.
yeah.
Oh, he's not a twink, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
He's
So
not a twink.
So how? So your parents were Hindu.
My mom was. My dad was in prison. My mom-
Really?
yeah.
For what?
Selling drugs. He was a drug dealer my whole life.
Oh, wow.
And then when I was a kid, it was for selling drugs. And then after I was like 11 to 15, he was out. And then 15, he went back for aggravated assault.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then so your mother went to. By the way, I love Hindu culture. Like I have a lot of buddies who are Indian. So
Yeah.
So you were raised this way. Would you go to like the Hindu?
Yeah, I went to temple all the time.
With so they would they look at you and they go,
They did not fuck with us. Also, my mom was kind of like a single mom.
is she white?
Yeah, she
So
looks
you would
white.
show up in a sea of brown as these like white people,
Yes.
and they would go, oh, okay.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Your mom's a whore. You're a
Stop
little fucking
it."
white bitch." Yeah, because they don't fuck with that.
Wow.
They need the women are still kind of like it's they need to like cook, clean.
Well,
in the
that
house.
is a good culture.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
but that
I don't.
but so that's but in that sect of Hinduism,
Yeah,
there's Hare Krishna, right?
Hare Krishnas are just so Hinduism as a whole is like it's not
That would be so funny if you were wearing the fucking
the robe.
the turbans.
They don't wear turbans.
Oh, they don't?
Yeah. That's Sikhs.
Sikhs.
Sikhs wear the turbans.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it'd still be funny.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just you walking around with one of those looking fly as
Bro,
fuck.
I pray to God. There's definitely pictures of me looking like I'm just like a full cult kid, just with like a robe on and like a dot on my head and shit.
Are you still Hindu?
I mean, I still believe like it's not like it's more of just a way of living. Is that it's peaceful.
Like what? No cow? Because
No
cow is
cow.
sacred.
Yeah,
And-
vegetarian. Don't eat fish.
Really?
Yeah.
So what? And then wow, this is like phenomenal. I know you guys probably want to do jokes, but
Yeah.
no,
that's fine.
this is great. I
So,
like
but wait. So when you still pray? Like what? How do you? That's why you're a good person.
Yeah, like some chants and stuff. Like it's basically guided meditation. But
I do
it's
gotta
all to,
meditate.
like-
I do.
yeah.
I meditate all the time.
Yeah, it's just to like
I just can't do
Show
that
me out.
om shit. Like when I do
I
yoga.
don't do that.
When I do yoga and this bitch like she's
Yeah.
great until the end when she's like, okay, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, you whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
maybe
yeah.
I should and I wouldn't.
I don't like
That's where all the
any of that
anger's coming
either.
from.
I just like the it's basically like self development shit. Where it's
you-
like men should be able to be, like a strong man
And come in pussy.
and come in pussy and be able to be a warrior too. That's the Hare Krishna book is like the Bhagavad Gita. It's all based
Yeah,
around
buddy.
like,
Yeah.
it's
I've
all
heard
based around the
Duncan.
war. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, this world is not the material world doesn't matter. So like even if you have to go into battle, if that's your duty, that's your duty. You got to kill some fucking people.
But
it doesn't matter in the
But
end.
it is more so. Okay, but it is like more so warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war, though, right?
Mhm.
Uh,
Exactly. Yeah. Where
That's the. But
you have
wha-
to have that mindset going through life in order to like have a fulfilled,
You think
spiritual
so?
life. Yeah.
So you do that, man. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I actually love. See, to me, like when I do podcast or when I'm like with my boy Ryan, right?
Yeah.
He has like a savage funny podcast.
Mm-hmm.
By like
What is it called? Because I know
Voicecast.
Ryan Long.
The Boys
Voicecast.
Cast. Yeah, like he has like a charting comedy podcast.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
savage. But when I go on his podcast, like he'll never let me get too serious because it ruins the mood of that. That's a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there is something to like talking to human beings.
Yeah.
I loved it. Me and Ryan will get in deep conversations in the green room about how his brain works and how comedy works and our philosophies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's never like really.
Out on the media.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's nice. He's
I
a
feel
comic. Yeah, but I do love, man. Joe Rogan to me changed my life.
Yeah.
I didn't get vaccinated because
I didn't either.
No,
Mine wasn't
I
a Rogan thing, but I was just lazy.
no, it is a thing. I trust him I trust someone who's very curious in life.
Yeah.
I trust
Yeah.
human beings who have childlike curiosities. And I trust that more than I trust anything else.
Don't you kind of a little bit envy the person though who has no questions? That like the ignorance is bliss
No.
type shit.
No.
I feel like that life a little bit like has to be kind of nice. You're not concerned or worried about anything.
I disagree. I think you are concerned and worried.
Okay.
I think you just go with the flow,
Yeah.
and you don't know.
Oh, you
don't-
have like almost no control. You're just a victim to the wave of the ocean. In a
Man,
sense.
the American
Yeah, I
dream-
guess that's
We
true.
were talking about this this morning. Everyone who's told, think of this: you're a 9-to-5er.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're 9-to-5 your whole life. You're loyal, 9-to-5. You show up, you get it. You work for the weekend or whatever. You work to whatever, and then all of a sudden COVID hits, and then you don't have fucking shit. They don't pay you. They don't give you nothing. You don't have any savings. You were told that you do this, da-da-da-da-da. Or even better yet, save your fucking money. Wait till you're 64. And then all of a sudden you get to 64 and you're too old to do anything with that fucking money.
Yeah.
And you can't even enjoy life. Or the other thing, too, show up at fucking 9 a.m. Show up for a team meeting. Fuck you. I'll get my work done when I get my work done. Suck my dick.
Yeah.
Like, that's you know what I'm saying? You tell me, like, have you not woken up sometimes? I don't know if you guys have jobs, but there's some mornings I wake up and it's like 10:30, and I don't have a lot of money, but to me, it's freedom. There's a lot of stressful moments, but I wake up when I wake up. Some mornings you wake up at 6:30 and you can't go to bed back till 8 o'clock. Imagine if you wake up at, like, let's say 5, you're having a rough sleep, and then you have to show up to work at 9. You haven't slept well, and you're just miserable, your brain fog. Fuck that.
Yeah,
And it's like Monday, so there's no sleeping in for like
Yeah.
5 whole
Yeah,
days.
man.
You just gotta eat shit. Yeah, that does suck.
So it does suck. Like, so yeah, I don't necessarily think like the ignorance is bliss. I don't think that. I think ignorance is bliss to certain things, but I do think there's like, I think everyone suffers. I just rather have the suffering with, I'm like, you know, it's under my.
Yeah, I think if you're like a 9-to-5er and you're got like a, you know, you look up politics and shit, you're like Team Pfizer, that's a tough life. But if you're just like some fucking 9-to-5 construction redneck dude that owns a boat,
Oh yeah, some of those guys have the best
rule.
life.
Those
Yeah.
those are a lot of my high school friends. They fucking love life.
They do love life.
They just get shit faced every week.
Yeah, they work like 12 hours. What do they do? Like Monday to Friday, 12 hours a day, and then they have a lot of money.
It's
A
redneck
fuck
dudes
ton, yeah.
and freshly in America Mexican dudes have the coolest lives.
The ones who wait at Home Depot for you to pick them.
Okay, no.
Not those guys.
The ones
Not the
that are, like,
amigos, dude.
The ones that are just in, you know, like maybe first generation, second generation.
Sure, man. Hey, man, if you're making
Awesome.
like $30 to $50 an hour and you don't have a big overhead, and it's like you know you're, and it's probably a fun environment.
Yeah, bro. Because everyone else is also just a bro.
yeah.
Everyone on those construction sites building houses and shit are just bros.
Well, there's no rules, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just getting drunk, fucking shooting staple guns and shit.
Yeah.
That's what my family are. They do like furniture, and that's just, it's a frat house.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's fun all the time. No politics.
Yeah, no, my uncle drinks a 12-pack from noon until 5.
I also don't think that's great either.
No, I mean it's for sure not.
No.
But honestly, it's pretty fun. It's
Yeah.
fun, hey.
No, yeah, my dad works he owns a barber shop, and he like doesn't
Oh, really?
cut women's hair. Like he's adamant that he won't cut women's hair, which is so awesome to do in California because people will yell at him, and he'll just be like, "I don't give a fuck." Like,
Really?
Go to a salon, bitch. And he
He
just
does straight up barber.
just straight up barber, and
what's
it's
wrong with
like.
that?
No, I don't have a problem with it, but it's sick. Like, you know, he's got
Yeah,
everyone
but I'm
has
saying
their
a lot of
favorite jersey, sports. The games are on at all time. Everyone's cussing
So it's his own-
profanity,
yeah.
and I'm like, that's so sick. But then he also had the problem where he'd come home and he'd be like, "Yeah, I drank a 12-pack during work today," and you're like, Can't
It's
do
hard
that,
not
Dad.
to. It's really
Yeah.
hard not to. If you're just working with the fam, you're just having fun. It's
So
tough.
we today got up and went to this coffee place, and it was in North Austin.
Epoch.
The coffee shop?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it was. A lineup. Ex-lawyer paid off his student debts and then opened a coffee shop that's literally one person in this like Winnebago kind of thing, but it's like so small.
Nice.
He's got the coffee grinder and the coffee, the tools to make the espressos and cold brew, and it's just him. No employees, nothing else. Lineup. 20 minutes to get coffee.
That's awesome.
He worked,
Wow.
and you know why? And the no employee makes sense because he's like, I have a grade of quality for my coffee So if I hire someone, and he does it on his own, and it's a lineup. And
Probably just works like 6 to 2, 5 to 2, something like that. Beautiful, dude.
7 to 2. But that, to me, is actually the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
You can do whatever you fucking want in this country. You can get, any great idea can come to fruition. I'm from Canada. Like, this country is amazing.
Yeah.
This country is amazing. There are certain things that are not great, like no free healthcare. I think that's crazy that people will say, no free healthcare. What are you, fucking retarded? Like, what do you want someone to do if they can't? Like, it's expensive. Yeah. But other than that, like, and the only other thing that I, disagree with.
Better not say guns. I'll kill you. Dude.
No. The profiteering war machine.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know how that's not the fucking biggest conversation on a day-to-day basis, that the fucking richest people in the world are like the war machine, and they control everything we do, and they all live around DC. That's insane.
Yeah,
Cool.
I've been brainwashed recently where I've been watching a lot of ancient Rome stuff, and the whole thing on their downfall is that they stopped putting money into military spending, and that's how most dynasties fall. So now I'm obsessed with, I'm like, we need to spend as much on military as possible. We can't let China win. I'm going down the rabbit hole, dude.
Well, think of this. Like, you watch Shogun, the samurai stuff?
Oh, so
what
good.
was their downfall?
Spread it out, and there was like discourse amongst the group.
No, you know what the real downfall was? That they never got advanced as the military got advanced. Let me tell you something. I tried to do a joke because I threw out my back and I couldn't fucking move. And I was like, thank God it's 2024 where you throw out your back and you could just lay in your couch and watch Netflix. Because if you were a samurai, you'd have to do some honorable seppuku or whatever it is.
Yes.
They're like, you're useless. No, kill yourself. But now, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you're just like, honor. This is honor. And let me tell you something. Honor don't mean shit when they started fucking coming with gunpowder. And that,
there's like the scene where there's like the cannons just tear apart the army and stuff. You're like, oh yeah, like fuck your little swords. You guys need to figure out how to use a gun, you asshole. Like,
but you're right. So that is the downfall of Rome.
They started to like not, they had such a big empire with like the Visigoths and then they didn't have the military.
That's
spending.
how you know a guy watches a documentary. He says Visigoths.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the fuck that is.
It's like barbarian, like their own like separate religion of barbarians who they couldn't control, like kind of Viking-ish.
Yeah.
And they stopped spending on military, and then the Visigoths like became smarter and like came together. The barbarians, and then just took over.
Oh, they overthrew
Rome and took them down, and then all the military that they'd hired, they cut corners. So now it wasn't a Roman army. They had hired a bunch of mercenaries and were paying them, and then when they couldn't pay them, they were like, yeah, fuck this, I'm just gonna go back to where I'm from. Dude. And they collapsed. And that has happened
overseas.
with like,
that's what's happening right now.
Exactly. Yes.
Let me tell you something. Bro. Once these fucking immigrants learn to fucking,
see, dude, he's in now.
Once they learn to communicate with each other, we're done. The National Guard will not fucking protect us. That's what I'm talking about. Doomsday prepping. Mm-hmm. How many days? You have guns?
No, I want some, dude.
How many days? Let me tell you, as soon as the fucking immigrants who've come over here from other countries who have nothing, they have nothing. Yeah. They realize they can work together and turn on you. How many days are you good for? How many days without a gun can you hold off that fucking line? I'll tell you why I'll buy a gun. I'll buy a gun to turn it on myself. They're not going to fucking eat me alive.
Mm-hmm. I'm going on my mustache, and I'm going full Mendoza.
Oh, to be one of them?
Could you help me out?
¿Qué pasó?
Could I just do? Could I do like the strawberry field, like Home Depot job? Yeah, I'll just. Yeah,
just
sure.
be a Canelo
Don't you ever think though, like if shit hits a fan, what are you gonna do? Are you prepared?
Oh, I don't know how to use. I'm not like gun savvy. I'm not a real man.
What about if the power goes out again and there's no electricity?
I don't know how to start
a fire. How are you gonna cook?
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Yeah. Could you use flint? Could any of us start a fire with flint and steel right now?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
You're such a goddamn liar.
No, dude, I've like went camping a lot as a kid.
So did I. Yeah, I used lighter fluid and a Duraflame.
That's why I have matches and lighters and stuff, and now I have a bunch of canned stuff in my place. But the problem is, again, like I said, dude, I live in a building with a lot of your Mexican brothers and sisters. Yeah. So, like, what happens if I'm out on my patio and I'm like in the backyard? And I'm cooking with a hot bro who I want to fuck.
You're right.
and then they're like, they don't have food. You think they're just gonna watch me eat the fucking beans and beets that I bought?
No.
You don't think they're gonna come with their fucking machetes?
You're gonna have to suck and fuck your way to freedom. That's your only
bro,
option.
You actually have
I
a
do,
pretty
yeah.
good shot now that we're talking.
Well, it depends on what minority, because there's certain ethnicities that don't fuck with gay shit. So if
Most
it's one of
minorities.
those,
Oh,
you're
the
in
ones
trouble.
that let me tell you, the ones that don't fuck with the most.
Oh, just secretly.
Well, no, or like ritual wise, like the ones in Papua New Guinea, or what is it?
Papua New Guinea, yeah.
Where they make the young ones suck the loads out of.
Yeah.
What?
You don't know about this?
No.
What are you out of the loop?
Read the news,
Watch a
asshole.
documentary. How do you not
Pick
know
up a
about-
book,
You know, in
fuckface.
Papua New Guinea, they have
Yeah.
to suck out fucking semen spirit.
Oh yeah,
That's
buddy. I'll
crazy.
tell you something.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna make 23-year-old comics do. They're like, hey man, I'd love to go on the road with you. I'm like, dude, rituals.
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you gotta suck for spots.
Putting a whole new meaning to that Type 5.
Yeah,
Type 5,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Type 5.
Well, I think we're about at the end of the pod here.
End of
We've
line.
started conspiracy theories.
Buddy, the
you got a place to
my
stay.
energy's low now after this.
Yeah, we need to get you another one. You need to just be shooting them like fucking stim packs into your body.
Body.
Geeked up.
I'm on a fast right now, so I have to.
Does caffeine not count?
No. Caffeine and actually cream doesn't break it fast.
What?
Yeah. If you have like half and half,
Yeah.
like as long as there's no like, cream doesn't break it fast.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't take you out of autophagy or whatever that's called. Like, but that's over like 24 hours. So there's two things you can have. You can have those. Dana White did, and then we can get out. There's these salt packs, like for
like hydration pack. kind of
hydration
things?
packs. There's a couple of them that have like no sugar and stuff like that. You can do that on the fast, which are great.
Yeah. Nice.
How long are you fasting for?
Oh, just like 16 hours. It's not.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
nothing
yeah.
crazy.
You just go to bed and then you don't eat until like 2 or something.
Kolaches on the way over here.
Kolaches.
Oh my
Kolaches.
God.
Yeah.
So good.
Dude, I had a couple last night and I had some tacos. So
Have you gone to a casino yet?
Of course.
Okay, yeah.
It's amazing. I love this thing. Hey, look, man. If in maybe 3 years, when guys like where you guys at 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, I'm 4.5
I'm at
and you're
3.
3.
Yeah. When there's a bunch of guys who are like real core, have been doing like 8-10 years, and a lot of kids here are gonna be monsters in the next few years.
Yeah.
Monsters. And I like to be. We don't have to talk about this on here. I like to be on a show where I'm going next, and someone's like murdering, where I'm like, okay, buddy, you gotta get your shit together, because you have to. I like challenge.
It makes it, it's fun. And then honestly, like,
You
if
just get better.
Yeah, and if you can beat the challenge of like kind of corralling the chaos that's happened, the room's normally a better room if the person before you can smash.
Well, think of this like in terms of sports. This is why sports is very applicable to art and in comedy. Think about this, man. You're going against someone who, like, an offensive lineman who's like a All-American.
Yeah.
You're like, you actually play better.
Yeah, you play up to his level because you got
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're on dude, you always play. And if you don't play up, buddy, you ain't made for this fucking game.
No, not at all. Yeah,
That's how it works, and that's how it works in comedy. That's why New York comedy, despite what everyone says about New York, man.
What is I only hear good things about.
No, but the city and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the city sucks.
Yeah, there's guys you'll never hear of. That it's never like fearful, but there's a way certain people can kill. Like, look at Tyler Fisher. People didn't know about him until about a year and a half ago. That man goes on stage and he
Little guy.
murders.
Yes, I love that dude,
bro.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
If you got to follow him doing 15 minutes, dude, you better fucking bring it. Anyways, all right, I hate talking about comedy on the shit. Comedy's done. Comedy on podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a fun episode.
stuff, bro.
Yeah.
This has
Thanks
been
for
fun.
listening, everyone.
Hot as shit in here.
Yeah, hot as shit. We'll see you guys next week. We might be back here in the studio at the house. I don't fucking know.
Peace.
But see you guys.